Hi dear students, how are you all? Hope you are doing so well. I am K. Ravindra, a teacher in English working at ZPHS Kankuru of Settur Mandal, Anantapur district. Dear students, have you ever been hurt your feelings by anyone? If so, how do you feel? Here is a story for the class of 10. Nelson Mandela, A Long Walk to Freedom. Let's have a look at the overview of the lesson.
Overview of the lesson. Reading the text, thinking about the text, thinking about language. Name of the lesson is Nelson Mandela, Long Walk to Freedom. It was written by Nelson Mandela. Learning objectives. By the end of this module, you will be able to identify the conflict between the black and the white color discrimination. Explain how the people suffered due to the color discrimination. Describe the sacrifices of the people and their sufferings. Use the noun forms by their own. Explain the difference between noun forms and verbs. Before you read, do you know the meaning of apartheid? Can you say name of a country which suffered from apartheid? Have you heard about Nelson Mandela? Before you read answers. Answer to the first question is racial discrimination. Answer to the second question is yes, South Africa. And the answer to the third question is yes, I have heard about Nelson Mandela. Activity 2. In column A are some expressions you will find in the text. Make a guess and match each expression with an appropriate meaning from column B. In column a rainbow gathering of different colors and nations. The seat of white supremacy. Be overwhelmed with a sense of history. In column B, a great ability, almost unimaginable, to remain unchanged by suffering, not losing hope, goodness, or courage. A half secret life, like a life lived in the fading light between sunset and darkness. A sigh of human feeling, goodness, kindness, pity, justice, etc. In column A, resilience that defies the imagination, a glimmer of humanity, a twilight existence. In column B, a beautiful coming together of various peoples, like the colors in a rainbow, the center of racial superiority. Feel deeply emotional, remembering and understand all the past events that have led up to the moment. Now the answers are in column A. a rainbow gathering of different colors and nations, a beautiful coming together of various people like the colors in a rainbow, the seat of white supremacy, the center of racial superiority. Be overwhelmed with a sense of history. Feel deeply emotional, remembering and understanding all the past events that have led up to the moment. In column A, resilience that defies the imagination, a great ability, almost unimaginable, to remain unchanged by suffering, not losing hope, goodness, or courage. A glimmer of humanity, a sign of human feeling, goodness, kindness, pity, justice, etc. A twilight existence, a half secret life, like a life lived in the fading light between sunset and darkness. About the author. Name of the author is Nelson Mandela. He was born on 18th July 1918. He was a South African anti-apartheid activist and politician. He served as the first president of South Africa from 1994 to 1999. He received Bharat Ratna in 1990 from India. He received the Nobel Peace Prize in 1993. He was demised on 5th December 2013 at the age of 95. Reading segment 1. This chapter is an extract from the autobiography of Nelson Mandela, the first black president of South Africa. Mandela was born on 18th July 1918. It begins with a description of the inaugural ceremony which took place on the 10th of May 1994 in the lovely sandstone amphitheatre formed by the Union Buildings in Pretoria. Now let's have a look at the glossary. Apartheid, it means racial discrimination. Autobiography, a life history of a person written by himself or herself. Amphitheatre, it means a large open theatre. Dignitaries, it means eminent persons. Let's have some assessment questions here. Who is the first black president of South Africa? A. Nelson Mandela, B. Trump, C. Obama, D. Janina. Guess the correct answer, dear students. Yes, the right answer is Nelson Mandela. Very good. Let's see one more question here. When was Mandela born? The options are 18th August 1918, 18th June 1918, 18th July 1918, 18th March 1918. So find the right answer from these four options, dear students. Yes, the right answer is 18th July 1918. You are correct. And the next question is, Where did the inaugural ceremony take place? Now the options are here: in Pretoria, in London, in Durban, in Delhi. Find the right option from these four options. Yes, the right answer is in Pretoria. Well done, dear students. Reading segment 1. Long ago, in the first decade of the 20th century, white supremacy introduced the system of apartheid and made life a living hell for the dark-skinned population. It gave rise to one of the most inhuman societies of the world. Many people struggled and sacrificed for basic human rights. Let's see some glossary words here. Apartheid, it means racial discrimination. Supremacy, a state of being supreme. Inhuman, it means cruel. Let's have some assessment questions here. The first question, what is apartheid? A. Financial discrimination. B. Casteism. C. Racial discrimination. D. Creed. Find the right answer from these four options. Yes, the right answer is racial discrimination. Very good. Now the second question is, who introduced the system of apartheid? Options are the white supremacy, de Klerk, the black people, Mandela. Guess the right answer from these four options, dear students. Yes, the right answer is the white supremacy. Reading segment 1. On that lovely autumn day, Mandela was accompanied by his daughter Janani. The day was symbolized for him by the playing of two national anthems. Now let's see the glossary. Symbolized, it means be a symbol of. Confer, it means give. Accompanied, it means go somewhere with someone as companion. Now let's have some assessment questions here. Question number 1. Who accompanied Mandela? And the options are his son, his wife, his daughter, his God. What is the right options here? Yes, the right answer is his daughter. Very good. Congratulations. Question number 2. What is the name of Mandela's daughter? Janani, Melanie, Irani, Jawani. So find the right answer from these four options, dear. Yes, the right answer is Janani. Well done, dear students. Reading segment 1. On the podium, Mr. de Klerk was first sworn in as second deputy president. Then Thabo Mbeki was sworn in as first deputy president. And then it was Nelson Mandela's turn to take pledge as president. Let's see the glossary here. Sworn, it means given under oath. Pledge, it means promise. Let's see a few questions here. Who was sworn as the first president? Nelson Mandela, Obama, Ingdi, Trump. What is the right answer here? Yes, the right answer is Nelson Mandela. Now the second question. Who was sworn as the first deputy president? Tubo Mbeki, Ebo Mbeki, Ebo Mbeki, Thabo Mbeki. And the right answer is Thabo Mbeki. Very good, children. Now let's see the third question. Who was sworn as the second deputy president? Mrs. D. Clerk, Mr. D. Clerk, Mr. D. Locke, Mr. D. Blurk. What is the right answer here? Yes, the right answer is Mr. D. Clerk. Let's see the reading segment 1. The entire nation, along with many international leaders, embraced the victory of newly and fairly elected government, which involved speeches by the president and the two deputy presidents. This is followed by an impressive air show of fighter jets and helicopters. Let's have a look at the glossary here. Embraced. It means hold closely in one's arms as a sign of affection. Victory. The overcoming of an enemy or win. Impressive. Evoking admiration through size or quality. Now let's have some assessment questions here. The first question is, what is the occasion mentioned here? Options are oath taking ceremony, birthday party, marriage day, opening ceremony. What is the right option here? Yes, the right option is oath taking ceremony. Very good, children. Now the second question. Who is the speaker here? And the options are Janani, D. Clerk, Thabo Mbeki, Mandela. Yes, the right option is Mandela. Very good. Reading segment 2. The author expressed his desire to thank all those freedom fighters like Oliver Tambo, the Walter Sisulu, the Chief Luthili, the Yusuf Dadu, the Bram Fisher, the Robert Soboki, who couldn't live to see this autumn day. He preferred the citizens as the greatest assets of the country. It is these people he gathered his courage from. Mandela believed that courageous man is not the one who is fearless, but the man who overcomes fear. Now let's have the glossary here. Desire, a strong feeling of having something or someone. Autumn day, an important meeting or gathering. It is particularly mentioned in this lesson, May 10. Now let's have some assessment questions here. Who is the author? Mandela, De Klerk, Mbeki, Trump. Choose the right answer from these four options, dear students. Yes, the right answer is Mandela. Very good. Let's see the second question here. What is the greatest asset of the country? A. Mines. B. Citizens. C. Rivers. D. Projects. Yes, choose the correct answer from these four options. Yes, the right answer is citizens. Well done, dear students. Reading segment 2. On the day of the inauguration, Mandela was overwhelmed with a sense of history. After a few years of the bitter Anglo-Boer War before his birth in the 20th century, the white-skinned people of South Africa patched up their differences and formed a system of racial domination against the dark-skinned people of their own land. Now, in the last decade of the 20th century and in his own eighth decade as a man, that system had been overturned forever and replaced by one that recognized the rights and freedom of all people. Now, let's have a look at the glossary. Overwhelmed, it means drawn. Patched up, it means repair. Decade, a period of 10 years. Now, let's have some assessment questions here. Here is the first question. What is the war mentioned here? America, Anglo-Boer, Anglo-Africa, Africa. So what is the right answer here? Yes, the right answer is Anglo-Boer War. Very good, children.
Let's have second question here. Who dominated the dark-skinned people? A. The white-skinned people. B. The black-skinned people. C. The Indo-Americans. D. The South Africans. Yes, choose the right answer from these four options. Yes, the right answer is the white-skinned people.
Reading segment 2. No one is born hating another person because of the color of his skin or his background or his religion. If the people learn to hate, they can be taught to love. Even in his uneven days in prison, Mandela saw a glimmer of humanity in the eyes of one of the guards. Man's goodness is a flame that can be hidden but never destroyed. Let's see a glossary here. Uneven days, it means bad days. Glimmer, it means shine.
Let's have some assessment questions here. What did the speaker notice in a god? Glimpse of humanity, rude behavior, harassment, laziness. Find the right answer from these four options, dear students. Yes, the right answer is glimpse of humanity. Well done.
Let's see the second question. What should people learn? A. Learn to love, learn to study, learn to speak, learn to hate. What is the right answer here? Yes, the right answer is learn to hate. Reading segment 3. He also mentioned that there are two responsibilities for every human being. obligation to the society and obligation to the family. In order to fulfill his obligation towards the society, his obligation towards his family was neglected. When he realized that the idea of freedom was an illusion for him and people like him, it was then he joined the African National Congress and fought for his rights till he became the first black president of the nation. Let's see the glossary now. Obligation, it means a course of action to which a person is morally or legally bound. Illusion, it means a deceptive appearance or impression. Now let's have some assessment questions here. What are the two obligations mentioned? A. Society and family. B. Society and health. C. Society and enemy. D. Cinema and family. Find the right answer from these four options, dear students. Yes, the right answer is society and family. Well done, dear students. Now let's have one more question here. Who joined the African National Congress? Options are Mbeki, Mandela, Zenani, Obama. Yes, find the right option here. Yes, the right option is Mandela. Well done, dear students. Reading segment 3. Mandela, in his speech, remarked that his boyhood freedom was an illusion. As a young man, he discovered his freedom had already been taken away from him. Then he started to fight for it. As a student, he wanted freedom only for himself. Later, as a young man in Johannesburg, he fought for the basic and honorable freedom, that is, the freedom not to be obstructed in a lawful life. Let's see the glossary. Obstruct, it means block or stop. Lawful, it means permissible or legal. Now let's see some assessment questions here. What was illusion for the speaker? His freedom, his job, his life, his future. Find the right answer from these four options. Yes, the right answer is his freedom. Well done, dear students. Now the second question. What did he discover as a young man? His property had been taken. His freedom had been taken away. His job had been removed. He lost his family. What is the right option here? Yes, the right option is his freedom had been taken away. Reading segment 3. According to him, the oppressor is as much as a prisoner as the oppressed. As soon as the farmer robs the oppressed their freedom, he himself gets robbed of his humanity. Thus, the oppressor too is not free. Let's see the glossary here. Oppressor, it means any authority that uses its power unjustly to keep people under control. Prisoner, a person legally committed to prison as a punishment for a crime or while awaiting trial. Now let's see the assessment questions here. The oppressor is as much as a prisoner as the oppressed. Find either the statement is true or false. Please say either the statement is true or false. Yes, it is a true statement. Let us see the second question. Who is not free? Oppressed, oppressor, oppressed and oppressor? None. What is the right answer here? Yes, the correct answer is oppressed and oppressor. Well done, dear students. Thinking about the text. Where did the ceremony take place? What did Mandela thank the international leaders for? Why were the two national anthems sung? Which twin obligations did Mandela mention? Who was the first black president of South Africa? Did Mandela think that the oppressor is free? Now let's see the answers for these questions. The ceremony took place at Sandstone Amphitheatre in Pretoria. Answer to the second question is Mandela thanked all of them for having come from far and wide to witness the historical oath-taking ceremony. Answer to the third question is because both the anthems symbolized the equality of rights between the whites and the blacks, obligation to his family and obligation to the society. Answer to the fifth question is Nelson Mandela. And the last answer is no. Thinking about language. There are nouns in the text which are formed from the verbs by adding the suffixes ion or ment. Then there may be a change in the spelling of verb-noun pairs. See the examples. Rebel plus ion, rebellion. Constitute plus ion, constitution. Subtract plus ion, subtraction. Collect plus ion, collection. Excite plus ment, excitement. Improve plus ment, improvement. Govern plus ment, government. Achieve plus ment, achievement. Make a list of such pairs of nouns and verbs from the text. Here is the table. A few examples are given here. Rebellion is a noun and its verb is rebel. Constitution is a noun and its verb form is constitute. So make a list of such pairs of nouns and verbs in the text. Here are the pairs of nouns and verbs in the text. Rebellion, a rebel. Constitution, constitute. Inauguration, inaugurate. Installation, install. Contribution, contribute. Formation, form. Read the paragraph and fill in the blanks with the noun forms of the verbs in the bracket. Martin Luther King's, here the word given in the bracket, contribute to our history as an outstanding leader began when he came to the, here the word given, assist in the bracket. of Rosa Parks, a seamstress who refused to give up her seat on a bus to a white passenger. In those days, American blacks were confined to oppositions of second-class citizenship by restrictive laws and customs. To break these laws would mean, in the bracket, subjugate and in bracket, humiliate by the police and the legal system. Beatings dash in the bracket, imprison, and sometimes death awaited those who defied the system. Martin Luther King's tactics of protest involved non-violent, in the bracket, resist of racial injustice. Now fill the blanks with the noun forms. You know already the verb forms are given. Now try to write the noun forms here. In the first blank, contribution, and in the second blank, assistance, and in the third blank, subjugation, and in the fourth one, humiliation, and in the fifth one, imprisonment, and in the sixth one, resistance. So these are the noun forms. Thank you one and all for this wonderful opportunity.